Oh, me. Maybe you can lead us in prayer.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
Father in heaven, we want to thank you for this day that you've given us, and Lord, for this rain that you sent to us that was much needed. And we thank you for that. Lord, we pray that you would be with this meeting tonight, that you would help us to make the decisions that need to be made, and that you would grant us the wisdom and the knowledge that we need to make. And I pray for these elected officials that are in here and sitting on this committee, and for everything that they do for our community. We just thank you, Lord, for your son Jesus and the sacrifice that he made. And we pray that you would be with those in our midst that are needing your healing power, and that to know that you will be there for them. Once again, we thank you for everything you've done for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Place the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So minutes in front of you.
Motion approved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, Josh.
All right, well, it's been a busy run out at the Ag Center. We've had a lot going on. This weekend will be no different. We got several events going on this weekend. We've got the powwow, the Ultimate Air Dogs out there, Mopar Truck Show. You know that Mistletoe Merchants will be in the expo, so it's going to be another busy weekend. We got the Minden Fences Rodeo next week, and it's just it just keeps on rolling. But as far as on the list here of things I'd like to get covered tonight, should have in your packet a copy of the items that I would like to put into surplus. I mean, it's been a long time since anything's been put into surplus from out there, but basically what I'm trying to do is get the panel pen cleaned up. You know, there's some things in there that have been in there for a long time that need to go, but that's the list that I came up with there. And as far as the items to be destroyed, a couple of those are things that was in the office that got hit by lightning, and but that's kind of the list that was put together on that. Some of the things on there, I mean, I really don't have, as far as getting them, I'll have to get, if y'all decide to go with that, as far as getting some of that stuff accumulated in the same area, because I know it is a lot of stuff. So is there any questions about the list?
It's gonna go this.
All right.
I was gonna say, is it gonna go deals?
Well, I mean, I was gonna put it in I'm not efficient on gov deals, but if that's where we think it needs to go, I'm totally good with doing that. I mean, some of that stuff, Glover, is, things that have been in there. I mean, there are a few items that would, sell pretty good, like the loader that went on the John Deere tractor. It's in good shape, but there's not a lot of things on there. I mean, a lot of that stuff will be scrap price type.
Is that
it?
Because I love the majority of the stuff. I would maybe a few things like the skid steer and the vehicles, maybe on go deals, everything else.
I mean, the vehicles, I mean, one of them still runs, but the other one's been sitting in the panel pen for, before I was there.
What about the county? Don't they have a surplus sale?
That's what I'm saying, yes.
There's a few good items on this list will really help the county sell for these people coming, is what they're gonna.
I agree.
I'm good with it.
They gotta have
As long as we're gonna get a lot of people there,
People
just,
to
we wanna get as much money out of the surplus as we can. Make a motion to approve.
Damn,
You got questions, right?
yeah. The new paper towel and soap dispensers, what's
That-
the on that?
I don't really know where they came from. I mean, it's not anything as far as the dispensers that fit, with the towels that we've used at any time since I've been there. So it was,
Where they came from.
well, no, I mean, I really think that I'm not 100% for sure where that came from. I mean,
But it's not something we can use anyway.
I mean, if another department needs them, I'd be more than happy to give them to them. You know, but I don't, you know, as far as, you know, us using them, no.
It just being new, it caught mine.
Yeah, well, that's,
A lot of times, those things, whoever your vendor is, you're buying your paper products from, if they switch over to another vendor, what they get won't be fit what you're using, so I'd say that's probably what it is.
well, all I know is they, you know, they've just been sitting in the storage of the East-West for 3 years and would continue to sit there.
Yeah.
Make a motion to break.
Second.
All in favor?
Next thing on the list, the Pop Smart barn, the wiring in there it's been hodgepodge together and kind of added on and piecemealed together for several years. That's, you know, it's not something that's obviously a safety issue. I mean, the wiring is just in bad shape in there. But I've gotten you know, an estimate on what it would cost, which it would be adding some, you know, high velocity ceiling fans, putting some 50 amp plugs, you know, redoing the whole thing, you know, stripping out what's in there and redoing that. And Promotions has agreed to pay for half of that. If we pay for half of that out of ours, but you know, we're gonna be looking at somewhere in the 75,000 range to redo that. But that's, you know, with the safety issue that it is, you know, and it has been, you know, anybody that's been in that barn in a long time knows what it looks like, but it's, you know, that is something that I think would be, you know, money well spent as far as, you know, getting it where it would be more functional for the events that we have in there.
Is that 75,000? Is that the total cost of it?
Yes, that's the total. You know, and that, like I said, I mean, that's an estimate. I mean, it's not obviously something that we'll have to get an electrical engineer to, you know, go through the bid process and that type of thing.
Motion, to put it out to bid.
So,
All in favor?
And other things that we need to talk about, the bids that came back as far as the archway goes, we got four bids back on that. You know, I felt comfortable, you know, whenever I told y'all 55,000, you know, the person that came to me and put that together, I felt like that we had a good solid number there. We put it out to bid. We had three bids come out between 97,000 and 100,000, and the low bid was 76,450 on that. You know, which is, you know, more than what I anticipated being. Obviously, I mean, I felt like, you know, I really felt like we would be at the 55 range, but that's what they came back out. I don't, you know, I'm not saying I know what the best answer is. You know, obviously, you know, we could go with the low bid, send it back out to bids. I mean, I'm up for suggestions on that, but that's, you know, I mean, I know I talked to a couple of you about that, but I you know, that's where we're at and what it is.
Was it bid out or just quotes?
No, I was bid out.
Who were they?
Stockton, Horizon, Reeves Young, and Phoenix.
And who was the lowest?
Stockton.
They always do a good job. How much is in fund balance?
Well, it's over 3 million.
When did them bids come in to us? We hadn't met in a long time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, it may, you know, I mean, I think rebidding it is what I would do, but,
I mean, did you just get the bids back? Or
no,
bid back?
no, they do that.
I rebid.
Second.
Go,
Are we, I mean, we're just, we want to rebid it and are we gonna throw out a number that we're good with if it comes back to get this all rolling or what's kind of the, what do you think on that, Tony?
Yes, really need to get a number and meet again, because I say that, I mean, if you don't know what the number
Okay.
is, it's hard to
All right.
really.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
I mean,
do we have any other options other than the archway?
I'm
you
I'm
thought
open,
about it?
I mean, we, you know, I mean, this has been something that's been going on, you know, I know for quite a while, but I don't, you know, I mean, I think that I'm open for suggestions on that, Larry.
I don't think you really have any other viable suggestions right
No,
now.
I mean, you know, I think we, you know, kind of, you know, tried that route, but I'm still obviously open to that, you know.
Yeah, anything in mind?
Well, maybe. That's, you know, you look around town and you see a lot of these brick and mortar signs that look nice. And if you could incorporate one of those into something other where we could maybe have a bronze plaque mounted on one of those with all the things that Stratton has accomplished over the years and done for this county, for the state. You know, I don't, right down the street here at where Hal Bone has that building on the corner, he has a nice, I'm sure you're familiar with building, you are, if anybody passes up down through there, sees it, it's a nice, big mortar sign, and it has places on it where things could be put. That's the only thing I was thinking about, Haskell, I don't know whether that's the thing to do, or I don't know how much time we're willing to spend.
And
What if you
I
let them,
don't either, I just know it came back close to twice what we kind of originally discussed. I think we just, we need to try to do it as cheap as possible. I'm not saying make it something cheap.
what if you let these folks rebid it, but also ask for them to give alternatives, cost cutting suggestions for it? I mean, they know where their money expense is, you know, and see if they've got if they can submit an alternative plan, have a lower price, maybe.
Whatever we do, we want to do nice.
Right.
I agree.
We've already-
Yeah.
I mean, wholeheartedly.
Established.
Yeah, $100's a lot.
It's a lot of
Put in,
money, but
yeah.
we don't want it to look like something we're ashamed of when we get done, is the main thing. I'd rather see it not ever done, it should be ashamed of it. But I don't see you need throwing money at it either if we don't have to. Like Jimmy said, they may know where they can cut some cost on it some way that we're not even considering.
Anything else?
Well, I mean, you got a motion on the second. I mean, yeah, I'm good with rebidding, for sure.
The motion and the second with, motion also includes alternative things. If they have something other they might think.
I mean, I have to get somebody smarter than me to word that, but yes, we can get that figured out.
Well, we're done at. She's very capable of doing it.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay.
Made the motion.
Yeah.
You second.
I'll say.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Take the road there anyway.
And the other thing that I want to touch on, they're redoing the drainage around the Made in Tennessee building, which that's all grant money that came through the stormwater. And they're going to start on that. They bid out a second phase of that, but I mean, I think that at this time, the thing to do is to wait until phase one gets completed, you know. Of course, I mean, I've seen the pictures of it, but I don't, it's gonna go the pond that's down to the northwest corner of the Made in Tennessee building where that gravel is. You know, if you come in front of the expo and take a right and then take a left, like you're gonna go back up to the Tennessee building right there. I'm sure that everybody in here has been to, you know, anytime, even in a small rain, I mean, the water is running across there, trying to get in the front of the Made in Tennessee building parking lot there, you know, as you walk across. And this, you know, is supposed to, they're gonna underground all the downspouts coming off the Made in Tennessee building. And they'll have to trench across the road right there, bringing the water, you know, on underneath as opposed to over that. But Jerry Warren was the one that did the engineering on that, and you know, they put together and sent out to bid for phase two of that. But that would encompass, you know, I mean, it's going to be a pretty big expense. That's not covered in that grant. You know, obviously, I would wish that would be, you know, that would be covered in that grant, but there's not enough money in there to cover that part. But basically, that's what they're going to be redoing on that, and you know, that's where that is. But phase one of that should get underway here shortly. But that's about all that I've got, unless you guys got any questions for me.
Go ahead. The water line that came up the Peyton Road across the back there, I know it was up and working during the fair, and it helped a lot with what all was going on back there, didn't it?
Yes, I mean, I think that was was a tremendous improvement on, you know, as far as that goes. We've had some other camping groups that have utilized that as well. We've got Leslie's house, you know, in on that, where they've got good water pressure now. So yes, that's been a very good thing.
Have you given any thought to maybe extending that line all the way over to the new bathroom over there and service, get all that pressure up over in there?
I mean, I think that's something that we, you know, that we do need to look at. Yes, Larry.
Okay. Would we be out of order to ask you to maybe look into that or get a bid?
It's not on the agenda. I don't think we can do anything unless it's on the agenda, right?
Well, we can
Still talk about it.
We've talked about
Well, you can ask for it to be on the agenda next time, and Josh can be prepared at that time. I think, Kevin, we,
Yeah, we can ask
I mean, we
for it to be
can't
on next time. We can't vote on it this time.
yeah.
I'm not talking about voting on it. So I'm just asking him
But
if
that word,
if he thinks it would
make
be
preparations to
worth
talk
it.
about it next time.
worthy of looking into. I think it would be, to extend it on all the way over there.
I can do that.
The drainage on around the Main Tennessee Road, they give you an indication on how long that will go.
They've got 6 months to get it done. But I mean, I think that it shouldn't take that long. Would be my opinion on that, but
Weather.
for sure.
So they're basically just gonna pipe those gutters down into the ditch. Is that basically what's?
Well, I mean, you know, like a lot of the runoff is coming like off of the Payne Road
Yeah.
parking lot there and coming down. So they're gonna put, you know, culverts in there, for lack of a better word, you know, underneath, you know, to catch that water,
Oh,
sending it underneath, and then on the,
then kicking it out on the way
you
over.
got it. Yeah,
Slowing it down anyway from up there.
right.
Well, it's always been a problem.
Yes, that is, without a doubt.
Bring Josh's report.
Those two bridges.
Never mind, I'm not gonna bring it up.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Gail?
You have the packet, the 4-page packet from the expo in front of you. And just a couple points in that, well, we really appreciate, Wilson County Promotions allowing, arcade gun shows to utilize the last 3 days of the month. As you can see, that paid off nicely with $13,600. So we really do appreciate their cooperation with that. And we're still only got with about $10,000 in the negative for what we are trying to do as far as our monthly expenses and as far as our income is concerned. One of the things that Sample and I looked at, just out of curiosity, was it's kind of strange because for the month of August, we ended up with a $20,000 plus electric bill. And our water bill, which is normally somewhere, I did an average of 7 months, is normally somewhere around 1,200, was 1,800. So that definitely contributed to it, but I also have been intentional about trying to get most of the marketing expenses done at the first part of the year so that we could roll into the last half of the budget year and not have much of that. So that plays into it too, but just trying to be transparent about the factors that contributed to that. But overall, it wasn't as much of a negative as I thought it would be. You've got your summary, you got your 5-year review, and because I did front load some of the advertising expenses to try to get that done and paid for and out of the way, the next few months are our busiest months, and that's where we'll see that catch up. And you've got your traffic report for the expo. Obviously, those numbers go up because you got people coming in for the fair. And then you've got a list of events that is now out of date by 5 events as of this morning. So it's not exactly accurate, but good news, really good news. I know Lucas is really happy about part of this news. We were able to work with Pick Tennessee, and they're moving their annual conference to the expo now. So that is awesome, and that's going to get added to our January calendar on an annual basis. And then I attended a Living Scent Ministries gala on Monday. And they hadn't told me at the time, but at the end of the gala, they had a picture of the expo up on the screen and announced that they had made the decision to hold their gala there. The really cool thing about both of those events is they're annual events. They're going to bring in somewhere between 800 and 1,000 people each. And they're bringing people from across the state. North, south, east, west. So that's more exposure for the expo. It's more exposure for the grounds for anybody that doesn't know what we have out there. So that's a really huge shot in the arm for us to be able to come and have them come and make that decision. And of course, if you look at the September, October, November calendar, not many empty days, right? So. So we're excited about that just because it's all positive, but did want you guys to know that. Hadn't talked to you guys in a while. I did go to Miami to the Connect Marketplace with event planners. Very positive reception down there. Was very excited about that, and have decided not to go to a couple other ones and simply focus on this one. It's the biggest one in the market. So it's the biggest bang for the buck. It's a little more expensive, but if I don't throw the others, it'll average out. And then I did send out to commissioners, but if you look at it, this is the brand new display. It's 3 pieces, and I intentionally included pictures of other venues in the area in the county because if they get bookings, the county wins. So it's a win-win all the way around. And also the activities of the county, just to kind of show who we are and what we do, in addition to the pictures of the expo. It's very well received. So that is right. That's the.
I do have a question about the electric bill. Was that for the month of August or?
Was through the first through the 27th. Is that correct? I think that's what we came up with. Or no.
It covers the numbers.
It covered all of August except for the last 3 days.
You know, did the prices go up or did y'all figure out why there's such a big difference?
It's just only thing I didn't call the key accounts manager, but, I mean, it's just,
It's 20,000 more than last August, is that what it is? 20,000 more than last August or 20,000 more than July?
no, that was the total amount for this past August.
How much was it last year?
I only have the total cost of expenses on this.
I didn't know if you-
I can get that for you. then.
I just wondering.
It's probably 2 or 3
It
thousand,
was just a shock. It was a serious sticker shock.
but we had a lot of hot weather.
Yeah, we also have 100-degree days, so there's that too.
Like it's, all the utilities just went up this year, especially for over there.
Yeah, they've went across the board, even though there's no percentage.
Gail, report.
Other than the Pig Tennessee product, what was the other event you said was coming?
It's called Living Scent Ministries. It's
What?
Living Scent Ministries.
Live and Scent?
Yes, that's correct.
Then where are they located out of?
They have been holding their events in Hendersonville,
Okay.
and they have outgrown any space that could be possible to hold them in Hendersonville. That room was packed that night, so I could definitely see firsthand why they needed more space. So they are utilizing the whole building, and the main exhibit hall will be their banquet space.
And that's a religious organization?
It is an organization that concentrates on encouraging business owners to bring the faith concept to their businesses. And that is a direct referral from Leadership Middle Tennessee Connection, because Lee Rux is the one that made the introduction for us.
Motion approved the report.
All in favor? Leslie?
Couple things, budget amendment, need to move some money from the communication line over to, maintenance and repairs. I've got, one of the 75-ton unit HVAC units, it's got holes in the connecting holes. It's got 2 sets of holes. And, I've got quotes on that, the lowest quote was $17,000 to replace those coils. And the other 2 are close to $30,000. So I just need to move some money over to cover the cost of those repairs on that unit.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Second item we've talked about once before, and I just wanted to make sure that it was still the pleasure of the committee, these chairs. Most of I think just about all of these, there's 78 in total that I've accumulated since we talked about it last time, and it was approved to just dispose of them. You guys didn't think there was enough value in them, enough metal in them to do anything different, and we wound up disposing of them. So whatever you guys think, or if you got any questions about it, they're bending right there, folding chair. Folks, these are 9 years old. These are some of the original ones that was purchased for the expo.
Someone has a question, can we buy a different type of chair? Those are not good chairs.
Especially for heavy people. There's all kinds of chairs out there.
Well, I would consider buying a better chair, really, if you've got sitting legs out of that roof that are old enough, and I've seen people fall out of them, and I don't even like sitting on them for events out there, really. They're not a good chair, so I would look into buying a better chair.
How many chairs is left?
In defense, storage is an issue.
We advertise that we have 1,000 of these. So we looked at buying some straight non-folding chairs with padded seat and back. They're in the neighborhood of $50 to $55 a piece. The biggest problem that I'm going to have with those chairs is storage.
because they
Cause
stack,
they
they
don't
don't
always stack, and you can only stack about 8 to where people can still reach them.
Right now, we just want to surplus these some way.
I'm wanting to dispose of these ever how you guys see fit.
I moved with surplus them same way we did last time in the dumpster and get done with them.
Second.
All in favor?
The only other thing, on the chairs, do you want me to keep bringing this to you for disposal? Or do you want me to just keep a record of them and dispose of them?
I think you have to come for us to dispose of anything.
Probably better
This is
keep
county
one
property.
Number of them, just be on the safe side somewhere.
Well, and what I did last time is, did a little sheet, how many they were, what happened to them, sent them a picture of them in the dumpster, sent it to finance. So they would have a record of X amount of chairs. These things go for, last time I got a quote, they were $28 a piece.
My opinion, that's expensive. Well, I mean, they're still good tractors. Yeah. They're not very
Well, I know it sounds like a lot, but again, they're 9 years old, and we put chairs up and take them down almost every day.
It's almost, it's definitely worth a little bit more money to make sure everybody's safe when we're sitting in them.
Yeah, it's kind of scary if you see somebody fall out of them.
I'm a big boy. I don't like sitting in those chairs. Even if they're new, I'm kind of,
Not in favor of them.
Are you replacing the ones that you dispose of
I need to
on
make
a
an
normal
order.
basis?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make an order to get us back up to our advertised number of chairs.
And how many are there?
I'm probably 50 to 60 shy of our 1,000 right now. I had some in surplus that we were feeding in, that I've run out.
What is your next step up kind of chair from what we've got here? What's the next step up? I know they make a folding chair that has a padded back and a padded seat.
They do, I was gonna say, if you stay with a folding chair, you get the padded seat or the padded seat and the padded back. And then I guess, next step beyond that, Larry, would be the metal ones as far as sturdiness.
What about those lifetime chairs, you know, like you get at Sam's or whatever, those are heavier. We looked at them, we have got some that have held up for some time.
At your office?
Not at the office, but we've got them for the vets building and that kind of thing. Those have been good chairs,
And they're folding?
they're folding.
Yeah, that's what.
Now, they still do take up more room than what you got,
Yeah,
but they're heavier and
I can check into it.
That's like what we looked
I
at.
just bought a bunch from Home Depot with the police department.
did you?
They're really heavy duty.
And they sit better.
Good.
I was gonna say, how comfortable are
They're really comfortable.
Well,
I mean, not afraid you're gonna fall through on these.
been a whole lot of butts sent in these chairs here over the years.
Yes, sir.
And they've been taken up and down a whole bunch of times too. You gotta remember that. But I would like to see a better quality chair. Something with a padded.
We can start gradually replacing them with more expensive as long as the money holds up.
We're talking like over 300,000 people sitting in a year.
A lot of people.
Oh, man. I tell you, Wall Street should. Where was that on the day, man? Well, it's well. On the contract.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've got the answer. So the naming rights, the long and short of it is Farm Bureau sent an email saying that they wanted to renew in December. And then they sent another email in January of this year saying they wanted to renew. And then it automatically, that caused it to automatically renew. So it renewed at the same rate plus the accelerator, which was the total of, I think, was it 600 or 900?
600 is what I was thinking.
Yeah. I think it's 600, could be 900, so please don't hold me to 600, but the accelerator was somewhere between 6 and 9. And they get an additional free day with that renewal for the next 5 years. However, once it renews, we have the right to say, we are done, and we can put it back out for bid if that's what we choose to do. But it is renewed. So it will be 45,000, either 600 or 900, whatever that number is, and then they get an additional free day.
It just doesn't seem like a whole lot of money, for naming rights. I'd rather have Wilson County on there and not get $45,000.
You said it renewed the first of the year?
Yeah, so when you send, the way it was written, when you send a intent to, a request to renew, and if that is not responded to with a yes, no answer, it's an implied, from what I was told, I had nothing to do with it, so I'm just telling you what I know. It was implied that it automatically renewed.
Had the mayor been working on?
He was
coming up
working
a new
with
plan?
them. Yes, Semple and I talked to him a couple different times, but he was the one working it. To the point, the building, so, William and I are part of Leadership Middle Tennessee, and we saw a building up in Clarksville. And I nerded out a little bit because I was in a venue and I could like look at things and see things and ask questions. And, I asked about the naming rights. So they could, because that's private, they could not tell me. But I did give them an example of what the expo was and what, based on what they did, would the expo command, and he said a minimum of $100,000 a year. So. So,
It was.
but that's not a scientific answer, that's just somebody's opinion based on somebody who did that with that building, but.
Well, one time it was put out for bid on it and there were no bids on it. It might not.
Right.
Isn't that correct?
Right, and that's fair, because it was brand new. I mean, so that's fair, and it didn't have a history, and it didn't have a history. So that's fair. And that's what I told Marietta was, that's fair, because if it doesn't have a history, you don't really have a value to assign to it. But I think the expo's proven to have value. So I felt like I recommended $100,000 a year, and that was just based on some research that I had done. But we aren't locked. My point was, we're not locked in for 5 years. We could choose to step out of it with appropriate notice, obviously. But that's a decision that is way above my pay grade, so. Does that answer?
Just like.
General report. Motion to approve some report. All in favor?
Ms. Ellen?
Well, we had another great fair, this year. It was hot there on the beginning of it. Thank goodness on Thursday, Friday and Saturday at the end of the week, it lightened up and we had some of the largest days that we ever haven't had on that last, Thursday and Friday. We're still finalizing numbers and still paying bills. Of course, we celebrated the year of pork. We do appreciate Tosh Farms doing what they did for the pork industry, and Phyllis Ferguson, with the Tennessee Pork Board, they sure did help us out, with that education part. We had 795,523 that attended this year. That's 65,902 less than 2024, but it was the second highest fair that we've had. We have paid the county the surcharge of $185,377. That's $1 per daily ticket sold and $3 per season ticket sold.
What was that number again, Helen?
Okay, for the surcharge, $185,377. The expo has been paid for the 24 days that we had that. We do buy the cleaning supplies for that, and then we paid for 2 workers to help with cleaning on that. And that worked out okay, didn't it, Zindel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. The Ag Center bill, we're still finalizing that one, so we still owe that one, don't we, Donna?
Yes.
Washington DC that came to the fair this year, that was something that was, that gave us a lot of publicity. It was big for Tennessee, it was big for Wilson County. But Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, and Deputy Secretary Stephen Baden, who is from Tennessee, was both here and spoke at the FFA breakfast. They had a press release, or press conference after that over in front of the Turner Evans building. They also held a Tennessee Ag Producers panel discussion to hear more and discuss things that are ag related and concerns of Tennessee. Now, this was big for us. Governor Bill Lee was there 2 times. He spoke at the grand opening, and then he visited the Ag Venture Barn. And then he came back for the FFA breakfast and spoke then also, along with all the rest of them that were there. The 4-H picnic this year, it raised $93,000 to help send 4-Hers from every county to a 4-H camp. FFA ham breakfast this year raised $238,768 to help with their foundation and their expenses. The farm to table dinner this year, we had 247 attended, and I think we're right at $10,000 raised for that, for our Blue Ribbon Foundation for our youth development program. Tuesday morning was the Chamber Before Hours, where we honored Miss Ruth Wharton, Ernest and Dudley Laster, and Lon and Peggy Myers for all of their lifetime contributions to Wilson County that they had done. Melanie, I think it turned out really good, and thank y'all for all that y'all did on that. Wednesday morning, we had the farmer's breakfast where we had 435 attended that. T. Wayne Williams was the speaker that morning, and he was the past FFA president. But he is also running for national office this year for FFA, and he did a fantastic job for that. Thursday, we had our Century Farm Luncheon. We had close to 375 that. 8 farms were added to our Century Farms in Wilson County. We've got the largest Century Farms of any county in the state of Tennessee. So that committee did a great job. We appreciate Farm Bureau for helping sponsor that and doing that. FFA 4-H competitions for youth. We had a little over 1,800 youth that participated on that Monday. And they added new competitions for that. So that's big for Tennessee also. Tennessee Department of Agriculture, they took care of that Pick Tennessee conference. The experienced Terry Vaughn did. They did a great job. Demonstrations and samples were given. When I would happen to be in there, there were farmers in there wanting to join the Pick Tennessee products. And so it was a huge hit. They sold over 158,000 in gross sales there. Livestock, we had 1,092 exhibitors. We had 6,815 entries and paid out over 191,770 in premiums for just the livestock increase. Staff, we're working on all of the International Association of Fairs and Exposition Convention entries. This is where we compile all of those entries. There's like 50 some odd, Sherry. They've been working hard on those for the best competitions and highlight the best of things that happened at the fair. Y'all, this is what the fair is known for, is those awards and the recognition that it gives to Tennessee on that. Working on the state report, y'all, this takes hours and hours to compile all the competition numbers and everything that has been done. That is due by November 1, and they're working on that as well. The parking lot improvements this year was big. It sure did help get the traffic off the interstate, getting it on the grounds. We still got a lot more to go. Josh may have more information on that as to when they're gonna get started back.
They started moving equipment back in yesterday.
Yay. So hopefully that will be even more so next year. But adding those 2 additional roads, the addition of the property, traffic moved better this year. William, thank to LPD for all y'all did to make all of that happen, and, we appreciate all of that. The Sky Ride, thank God it was completed and we all got to ride and enjoy that this year. Lots of painting, lots of, flowers, y'all. If y'all see Mary Ann Pelletier, thank her for all she is a volunteer, and she is out there every week and what she does to make those grounds look better. Josh, thank you for the mowing and the weed eating. It looked better this year than it ever has. Of course, we have to use that Butler some because we run out of manpower and things to make the grounds look better. But thank you for all you did, for all of that. Thanks to the expo for all what y'all done, to make the fair work, make it look good. I hope all of y'all were there every single day and got to enjoy the fair, experience it all. We've got a meeting, September the 30th with DTC and Calix, about the Wi-Fi installation on the grounds. So we've got that coming up, from the grant that we got last year. And we've also got a meeting Friday, to work on the first day in the command center building to hopefully get that built before next year's fair. If everybody will please put on their calendar the Fair Appreciation Dinner for November the 13th at 6:30. We would love to have y'all attend. I just need to know who's coming so we'll have numbers. We have enough food for everybody. Rhonda did send me some information about the rest of the year. They're heading into part of their busy time for September and October. They will have nearly 2,000 guests to schedule to visit in the next 2 months. And many of them they'll be serving food too. Royal Canine Company just had their picnic, about 200 people on Tuesday. All the fourth graders in Wilson County will have an annual field trip in the Grove this year. They usually go to the Hermitage. And since the 225th anniversary last year, Mr. Luttrell said, why are we going to Hermitage when we've got Fiddler's Grove right here? So he has changed that, and they're coming to Fiddler's Grove to tour. They do need speakers and guides for this event, so if anybody's got time and wants to help, they would love to have you help. Ghost in the Grove will be 2 nights this year, October the 10th and 11th, and they need volunteers for that. So if anybody's interested, please contact Rhonda. But thank y'all very, very much for all y'all support and what y'all do for the fair. Of course, it takes a whole community and everybody to do it, and we sure do thank you for everything you do.
Ellen, motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Now, Chairman, can we back up 1 minute to Zimmer? Did you give a quick report on the AV for the Expo Center? Just so everybody knows.
We have, systems integration on board to upgrade all the AV, audio and visual. Talked to Jeff Ledford today. He's making sure, and Gail has marked off some time at the end of October. That's when they want to get in with the high lift and get everything done with the conduit and cabling. I have a purchase order in to add some additional electrical requirements that they have for the new LCD screens. It requires more power than we have available on the wall. They're looking, I've got to get the electrician in and get that power run. Talked to him just this last week. He's planning on coming in next week to get it started. Jeff seems to think once they get that hot stuff done, that he's shooting for end of December to have it done.
How much did they bring it all that?
Well, the LCD screens are going to be, I think most everybody's seen the screens in the back of the main exhibit hall. They're 6.5 feet tall and 11 feet wide. The new ones going in will be LCD screens similar to what's in the Made in Tennessee building. I think they're 11 by 18. They're telling me the clarity is gonna be much better than what we've got now. And, multiple speakers going into the main exhibit hall as opposed to the 4 that we have in the center. Those people just can't hear on the outside edges. Upgrade, projectors in South Hall meeting rooms, upgrade speakers over there as well, and Lord, I hope it's easier to operate equipment. That's what we've got. It's just, I don't know, difficult.
You have 7 days blocked out.
End of
Yeah, 7
October,
days.
7 days.
So I'm super.
So I'll be able to sit over on Tennessee Boulevard and watch and hear from over there long.
Yeah.
We had a successful fair, kind of piggybacking on what Helen said. We helped run like the fruit and vegetable, the flower show, the rose show, the master gardeners run a ton of shows. We do the adult hay and field crops. FCE does all the cooking and canning, cultural arts. The youth, we do a whole bunch of the youth shows too. Wanted to highlight a couple of farmers. We had 2 farmers win first place in their respective categories for hay. And that's pretty rare when you have 1,100 entries in a hay show to have 2 Wilson County farmers win first. Terry Poston had a winning class entry, and Mitch Young, who's in Milton, had a winning entry. One to Clayton Sanders' ham. So his ham went to the FFA ham breakfast and sold for $35,000. And Haskell Evans won first place white field corn, and he won $30. So no comparison there.
Just a few zeros.
Yeah, for the big boy.
No, it isn't.
You got bragging rights, don't you, have?
So, but that was really phenomenal for Clayton. A couple of highlights: the girls are all rocking and rolling back in schools right now. Grace leaves Friday morning to take a group of livestock judging kids to Nebraska. So they're going to a national livestock judging contest. Master Beef starts in October, and we've got a new program that Jesse's running called Master Forage, and it's mostly geared toward those people who are hay producers in the county. Something different, we've got a pecan workshop October the 24th, and we're mostly meeting in the Q Barn, and then we're going to go to a pecan orchard in Sumner County. TAEP is coming up the first week of October, so we've got a couple weeks for that. Yeah, I know a lot of y'all apply for ag enhancement money. Wilson County sits between $6 and $7 million we've received from ag enhancement funds, and that will probably be pushing $8 million this year. But it's all done online now. We used to give you a book, and then you could just fill out the book and mail it back in. They've cut out those books, and now it's completely online. If you know some farmer who can't do it, doesn't have an email or something like that, we come to the office and we'll fill it out with them on our computers and just make it work. But that's kind of some highlights from the past couple of weeks. But do y'all have any questions of me?
When did you say the pecan orchard beginning?
So it's October the 24th. We're in the Q Barn. We're going to start at 8 and run until 2, and then we're going to go to, it's called Rockbridge Trees in Sumner County. And the guy, he's a pecan kind of salesman, but he has 70 varieties of pecans on his farm.
What time is that?
We're going to leave the Q Barn between 2 and 2:30 and go to Rockbridge Trees.
What time is it?
8. We'll start registration at 8, run until 8:30ish. So if you're interested in that, just let us know.
This is the comp pie.
I do like pecan. Me too.
Any other questions? I want to highlight TN Grow is coming too to y'all's building, and that's a huge nursery and landscape show. Half the vendors will be from Tennessee, but the other half will probably be from the West Coast. Colorado, Washington, Oregon, California, those big nurseries ship in plants. And it's a huge, awesome show to see some of the plants they bring in. Sometime in October,
It takes
It's all rolling.
forever.
Yep.
to sell.
they bring in, 16, 18 foot tall
Well,
trees.
sorry.
It's a really phenomenal show.
That's actually the 23rd through the 22nd, 23rd, 24th.
Y'all need to go to that. It's really awesome. So,
Larry, that's the one that we've got, at Josh, some plants and trees for the grounds in the past. That they've lived over.
Where they're very much about not taking their stuff home with them.
Commissioner Root. Root report.
Second.
All in favor? One more motion.
Mr. Chairman, I got something I'd like to. Been a lot said here tonight about FFA. You know, at one time, the FFA was talking to us about, building a building and incorporating the Ag Center office into that building. Doesn't look like that's ever gonna happen. And, Josh won't tell you this, and Donna won't tell you this, but they need a new office. As many people that visit their office to do business, come in there, they need more room and they need more desirable workspace. And I would like to make a motion that this committee give Josh the authority to maybe, put out a bid or explore or get somebody out there to see if there's enough room where his building is sitting now. We're doing away with the present break room and the old bathroom that's there behind it, and put a new office in that footprint, which would include new offices from Josh, Donna, a break room area, and a new bathroom.
You're making a minute to the motion, Larry.
Yes, sir.
Can we put it on, for our next meeting on new business and have it on the agenda? Have that discussion?
I guess so.
We better, I promise.
They've been on this terrible amount on all the committees.
Who's
For last
gonna do
year.
about that? Y'all gotta explain to me what y'all talking about.
Uh,
We can't make motions.
Any new business, anything like that, anything we vote on has to be on the agenda. And was it 48 hours?
Yeah.
Before the meeting. And we've got a guy that we're gonna end up in court if we don't follow it to the T, which we should be following anyway. But he's waiting for us to continue to mess up. He's gonna end up taking us to court on it.
The people wasn't paying us. So we need to do it correctly.
He's been at several meetings at the road board. Not paying, but he's been with the courthouse.
But yeah, that's definitely something we need to look at if we put that on the agenda. I'd also like to put on the agenda for next time concerning the Expo Center naming rights. I know we can talk about that. I think it's really important that we look a little further on that.
So hit me out here a little bit. I know I'm slow. But we cannot even discuss anything in one of these meetings that's not on the agenda.
It's not on the agenda, our county attorney says it can't be discussed. You can ask for it to be put on the agenda for your next meeting, to where the public has to know about it before we discuss it.
48 hours
Just
before.
oversimplify it.
48 hours before.
Even if you're not asking for anything to be done, you just, for a fact-finding mission.
I think the most you can, just like now, we can ask for it to be on our agenda for our next meeting, or you've got up to 48 hours beforehand to put it on there. But the public has to be able to know about it beforehand, just to simplify it, where we won't get in trouble. Like I say, we've got folks watching very, very, very closely. So we need to do it all correctly.
Well, I think everything ought to be done in the open. I don't have a problem with that at all. I do have a problem that we can't sit around here and talk about things that aren't necessarily being on the agenda. And I just don't think I don't think that the elected officials in Wilson County are, what's a good word to use here? I don't think that the elected officials here in Wilson County are sorry enough where that they want to do things in the shadows.
I agree with you 100%.
I don't really think there's a lot of skullduggery going on in Wilson County. There may be some other places, but I don't think it's here in Wilson County.
And I agree with that, and thank you for that comment. And they've been, for this whole year, they've been on us really hard.
We've been called.
Well, they ought to find something else to do.
Well, the state saw it in their wisdom and changed the law.
Huh?
The state saw it in their wisdom and changed the law here about 2 years.
Well, I guess they had a right to,
And
whenever the
so-
leader down there,
so we
one
got
of their
some
main
folks figure
leaders
out we
just
don't
got
play
sentenced
by
to
the
3
rules.
years in penitentiary. You know, and that, but they don't mean we doing that kind of crap up here. Motion to adjourn.
Second.